Hey folks, this is Vint with Dan's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Hardspace Shipbreaker. This is a game that you can find on Steam's Early Access program for about 25 bucks, though it is on sale for 30% off right now, and the offer ends until January 5th, 2021. So if you like what you see here, you can get it for 30% off. So what is Hardspace Shipbreaker? Well, I've streamed it yesterday for about an hour and a half, and I have a grand total of roughly 7.5 to 8 hours of this game. And so far, it's quite fun. Although I have to be in the mood to play it. This is not an instant gratification game by any means. What you're doing in this game is you are this maintenance worker, and you get to choose a ship. Now, this ship is this is where ships go to die, basically. You're taking apart these ships as they come in, and you're trying to put them in, like, the pieces into one of three spots, like areas. There's a red area, which is a furnace. There's a blue area, which is a processing area. And then you've got this barge, which is green. So you might have to put this antenna into the green one. Put this crap metal whatever into the furnace. Put this ship piece into this processor over here. And you're doing that with this tether. Well, you don't have to use a tether, but tethers make the game a whole lot easier. So this tether system, you get like 10 at the beginning of the game, but you can upgrade your gun to get more. You can point at something to start to tether, hold in right mouse button, and then let go where you want it to go, and it'll tether toward that location, which is very handy. Otherwise, you have to use your grapple beam, and then line yourself up behind it, and then use your F key to force it. You'll emit this like force push. Think Star Wars, force push, and you'll push it in that general direction. But again, the tethering makes it whole lot easier. So again, what you're doing is you're going to be breaking down this ship, but the way you do it is important because the ship might arrive where the inside of the ship is pressurized. So if you start cutting into the hull and reveal it to space right away, explosions and bad things happen. So you have to first get inside the ship, then get rid of the pressurized air, then open it up to space, and now you're working on an even keel. Now you can start breaking stuff apart. Except you have to watch because yes, there are hard points that are on your ship. Like there's like these little yellow hard points, and you can eliminate them in order to make parts fly away from each other. But if you cut into a wall with your cutter beam and there's something behind it and you're not watching, you could end up blowing stuff up accidentally. Like ships, for example, have these reactors, and if you damage the reactor too much, well, boom. You've also got these various storage pods, like there's like cryopods that freeze the area should they take too much damage and explode. There's like a pyro container and it'll just explode into this fiery thing, you'll catch on fire. Some parts of the ship will electrocute you and your radio will go crazy for a little while. You've got this in-game music. It's very country. Think StarCraft 2 when Raynor is in the bar and he's listening to that country music. Well, that's sort of what this reminds me of. You've got this country western, futuristic western music playing in the background, and when you take electric damage, your radio will like go crazy and you'll start hearing other stations and what have you. So long story short, what you're trying to do is within the 15 minutes, your shift is in 15-minute increments. You're trying to take apart this ship as much as you can to complete your work order. The work order is a specific list of goals, like you need to get one of the two reactors processed, you have to get, or one of the two nacelles processed, rather, you need this much metal, and that requires you dumping parts of the hull into the right area and so on. So you're completing this checklist, but you can also earn more money just by, again, processing more of this ship into its appropriate, I guess, areas. Again, there's a barge, a furnace, and a processing area. You've got a number of tools at your disposal. Again, you've got your grapple beam, and you'll be moving stuff around that way, opening doors and the like. You've got this cutting beam, which is a pinpoint laser, or you can have it like do this vertical or horizontal line thing, and it's stronger, but it's less accurate. So if you cut into something bad, then again, bad things happen. And you're going to have other tools too. You've got fuel you have to worry about, like your jetpack or your suit only has so much fuel. You've got health to worry about. Your suit has integrity, and if it takes too much damage, then game over. You've got oxygen you have to worry about. So in between, you've got, again, 15 minutes per shift, and you might run low on oxygen. You have to fly back to the hub, which is nearby, spend some money, and then you refill what you need to refill, and you go back out and keep going. Now, what's cool about this game, again, you're working in shifts. So if you don't get your entire work order done, or if you want to come back to the ship, you can do that in the next 15-minute shift. The more shifts you take on the same ship, however, the more expensive it becomes to continue to do so. So the game encourages you to be fast, efficient, and safe all at the same time. Now, here's one complaint I do have with the game at this point in time. Whenever I started it up and booted it up for the first time, it threw me into the tutorial and made me pick a mode right away. It didn't bring me to the main menu. It made me enter my name and then right into the tutorial right from there. So I'm like, okay, so where's the options menu? I hate when games do that. I hate when games like bring you right into the game without letting you adjust things first. Here, it had defaulted me into a mode. It was career mode. There's career mode and free play. In career mode, you're leveling up, you're taking perks, and you're using your money to there's progression. You're using your money to upgrade your tools, make them better, to repair your tools, and so on. Free play is just free play. It's just, and you can take ships apart as you will. You know, no pressure there. But in career mode, again, you have to be fast, but at the same time, you have to be safe and efficient and all that good stuff. And the game just sort of threw me into that. And I didn't know that you could actually, in career mode, choose other starting options. Like, for example, it had defaulted me to the 15-minute timer. When I went to leave my stream, after I'd ended the stream and I was about to close the game, I hit log out. It brought me back to a profile menu. And I'm like, what's this profile menu? And then here, I could create a new profile and turn the timer off completely in career mode. I'm like, well, this would have been nice to know had the game not thrown me into the game, into this tutorial, and into, you know, it had defaulted me into this normal mode without giving me the option to look at everything first. So I hate when games do that. I wish this game would bring you into the options menu, show you your profile, and be like, hey, do you want timers off? Just ask these questions right away. Because now if I want to replay my career mode with the timer off to make it easier for me, I have to restart my entire game and redo everything from day one again. Again, the progression in this game is you've got certifications and you're working toward achievements. How many ships have you processed? 3 out of 3. Okay, next achievement. Process 15 pieces of furniture. Okay, you've done that. Great. Process this much metal, aluminum, whatever. Oh, you've done that? Okay, so you've done all the achievements. You now rank up to the next certification. You've now unlocked new ship types that are bigger and more complicated for you to do. They give you more money, but at the same time, you know, they're a little bit more tough. There's more hazards and the like. So in the career mode, you're starting with small ships and working your way up the certification rankings to the bigger ships. And again, you're taking upgrades to your tools as you go. The whole object of the game is to get out of debt. You start with a billion credits in debt. And yeah, but you still earn enough money though, like minuscule amounts in your play sessions to still have money to upgrade. So you've got this debt in your bank, and then you've got this side account where you actually have money, which you can then spend to upgrade tools and the like. So you don't have to be in the positive first before you start upgrading tools. You've got two separate balances, but you're working to pay off that $billion debt, whatever. So that's the goal of the game right now in early access, and it's fun. But like I said at the beginning of this video, you have to be in the mood for it, I think. You have to be, it's sort of like Car Mechanic Simulator in space, but again, you're taking apart the ship only, you're not having to replace anything. You're systematically looking at the ship, scanning it, going, okay, this is pressurized. I don't see what's behind this wall yet. If I cut into it, I need to be careful. So let's tackle it from this side. Let's go ahead and take the nacelle off first. Get the reactor next. Then let's take this wall off. So you're systematically taking the ship apart strategically, and you've got to be in the mood to do that. If you're in a gung ho mood, you're not going to do very well. Not unless you know the ship's in and out. If you know the ship in and out, you could probably do a shift within 15 minutes. But more than likely, if you're new to the ship class, then you're not gonna be used to its layout. You're gonna be like, okay, so this is where the cargo bay is. This is where the thrusters are. This is where the reactor is typically. The ships are supposedly procedurally generated, but to a certain point. Like the reactor's always still somewhere in the back on this one ship type. The thrusters are usually in the back on this one ship type. Like only minuscule things are changed. You know what I mean? But yeah, once you learn the ships, you can get through them fairly quickly. It's just a matter of, taking the time to go through them and learn. It's still fun though. Like I do recommend it. Again, you have to be in the mood for it, but I still think it's a lot of fun, and I do recommend checking this out. I've played it for 7.5 hours. I'm on like certification 5 or like player level 5, whatever. And I still have like, I want to say, 6 to 8 levels to go, because my upgrade tree still has things I can't upgrade yet because I have not reached the appropriate player level. So like I've unlocked some things, but not everything. Like I can unlock these demo charges at some point, but I have not done so yet. So you'll be getting more tools than what you start with, which is cool. But anyway, getting back to this, Hardspace Shipbreaker, yes, I do recommend it. It is fun. Just be warned that it's not an instant gratification game. You're gonna have to take some time to learn the ships and, play it cool and learn things as you go. You could gung-ho it if you want to. Also, again, if you do start a new game, be warned that, yes, you can turn that 15-minute timer shift off. You can create a new profile, but you have to, log out first and then create a new profile, then create the profile with the no timer mode, or just play free play. So there you go. I recommend it, Hardspace Shipbreaker. If you guys haven't already subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube, that way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.